Hi everyone, Vicky here with your next 5-minute mental health moment. So today I'm going to talk to you about a little thing called boundaries. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this, but I'm just going to give you some simple tips and tools that you can use to set some healthy boundaries in your life. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, here we go. So what are boundaries, right? Starting off with a simple definition. So boundaries are limits that you can set for yourself that determine what you will or won't participate in. So what you will or won't tolerate, what you will or won't allow to be in your life. They are your responsibility because it's your life. And there are times where we set boundaries where the other individuals in our life don't understand why we are making that choice. But ultimately, it's your life and your decision to make healthy changes when they are needed. They are part of self-care. They are healthy, they are normal, they are necessary. So the one thing with boundaries is you are saying no to someone else. And it's not even necessarily a person, it could just be any negative aspect of your life or your environment. So when you say no to another aspect of your life, you're actually saying yes to yourself. And that's what makes it a form of self-care. It takes courage to do this because, like I said, you might end up disappointing someone else if they don't understand your decision or what you were doing was something that benefited them. So by you saying no, now they're losing out on something. These are some of the things that you can do to set boundaries. And I'm not going to read through every single one, but like I said, saying no to someone or something that you don't want in your life, leaving unhealthy situations, telling someone what you want or need, being aware of your own feelings, prioritizing self-care, trying to not change, fix, or rescue other people, which is difficult for a lot of us, especially empaths who want to help. Communicating your thoughts, having personal space, pursuing your own goals and interests. There are also different types of boundaries. So there's emotional boundaries, like setting those limits that put your emotions in a healthy place, mental boundaries, physical boundaries, so your personal space, what feels comfortable or uncomfortable to you. There's material boundaries. So if someone is often coming over to your house and eating all your food or always asking to borrow your car, those are material boundaries. So you can say, no, I'm sorry, I can't always offer these things to you, but you can help them find another way to get those resources that they need. Your time and energy. So someone who doesn't acknowledge that you have time, that you may not have time for them or energy because there's things that are more of a priority for you, or who they say that they will meet up with you at a certain time, but they always show up like 30 minutes late. So that's a boundary where it's about respect. They need to respect your time and energy that you're offering them. What do you gain from healthy boundaries? So this is awesome because, like I said, as you say no to other people, you're saying yes to yourself. So these are the things that you're going to be giving to yourself by setting up those boundaries and limits. And once again, I'm not going to read through all of them, but finding more compassion, recognizing that your needs will be met, feeling less anger, feeling more at peace, having more time and energy to do the things that you want to do because you're saying no to others. Less conflict, greater self-esteem, less anxiety and stress, increased confidence. Steps to set those boundaries. Start small, right? That's important. So if you set with anything, with any goal that you do, if you're looking at the huge goal, sometimes it's so overwhelming that you don't even start. So same thing applies to setting boundaries. Start small, make it small and achievable. Be direct and assertive. So when once you identify what that boundary is going to be and who it's going to be with, how direct and specific or assertive are you going to be? So maybe it's saying to a friend, I will meet up with you, but it's only going to be for 30 minutes because maybe that friend is kind of negative or emotionally draining. So you're setting that specific limit. Practicing self-care. So then once you set that limit, then what are you going to do with that free time, right? You could take a nap, you can go for a walk, you could read a book, take a bubble bath. That's where the self-care things come in. Finding support. So like I said before, the individuals in your life may not understand why you're setting these boundaries. Maybe because of their own mental, emotional issues that they're struggling with. But it is important for every person that isn't understanding your decision. There is also someone out there who probably does understand the purpose of you setting boundaries. So finding that support system if you already don't have one. There are a lot of huge supports out there. I can recommend some if you'd like some, but it's really important to have that healthy support system if you don't already have it. Here's the key takeaways of what I just shared. So boundaries is about setting limits for yourself. It's about identifying what you will or won't tolerate. It's your responsibility because it's your life. Boundaries are healthy, normal, and necessary. It might be uncomfortable to set boundaries and takes courage to do it. Small steps include saying no, leaving unhealthy situations, sharing your feelings, prioritizing self-care, giving yourself personal space, trying not to fix someone, but letting others take their own responsibility. Consider all types of boundaries: the mental, emotional, physical, material, and time and energy. Think of the outcome. You will feel respected. Your needs will be met. You will feel at peace. You will have less conflict. You will have increased self-esteem. And how to begin. Start small, be direct, prioritize self-care, and find supports along the way. One additional thing that I'm going to share is one of the things that I do as a therapist is I actually give out handouts to my clients. So two things that I think are beneficial to completing handouts. One, it gives you a way to release all those thoughts in your head, because we might have at any given time multiple thoughts floating around up there, kind of on a cycle. It's really chaotic. You can't really make sense of it. So by writing it down, one, you're taking it out of your head and you're releasing it onto paper. The second thing is sometimes writing things out can actually help you gain clarity. So one of the sites that I go on to get my handouts is called therapistaid.com. And I actually have several handouts on boundaries on there. I'm just going to show you a few of them. So there's one that talks about personal boundaries, and it gives you an explanation of different types of boundaries. So your rigid boundaries, porous boundaries, healthy boundaries. Gives you example for you to identify how good are your boundaries in your life right now. Another one is boundary exploration. So again, dividing up those boundaries into different areas: the physical, emotional. They actually have intellectual on this sheet: sexual boundaries, material boundary, time boundaries. And then you can determine in that chart which boundaries are the ones that are healthy and which ones you have to work on. Tips to set boundaries: some things that you can say, some things that you can do. I think there's a lot of individuals who recognize that they need to set boundaries, but it's so overwhelming because they don't know how to go about doing it. Okay, I want to set a boundary, but how exactly do I say it? What exactly do I do? So this gives you examples of what you can do for that. And then the last one, just more tips for healthy boundaries: knowing your limits, knowing your values, listening to your own emotions, having self-respect, respect for others, being assertive, and so on and so forth. So those are 4 handouts from therapistaid.com. Those are my tips. I hope you found something helpful. If you did, as always, please give us a thumbs up. Feel free to comment if there's other suggestions, not just what was helpful in this video, but other topics or suggestions that you would love to see Community Connection post for our community. That would be great. Just a reminder that you are not alone. We are in this together. Please make a point, if you are struggling, to reach out to someone in the community. It doesn't necessarily have to be a therapist. It could be a pastor. It could just be a mentor of yours, someone in the community that has a positive outlook and seems very supportive. Send them a text, send them an email, give them a quick call. Just take that first step. And maybe that can be an individual that helps you set up your boundaries. So we will have more episodes posted in the near future. My plan is to do one of these mental health moments every couple of days. And then our next longer Community Connection episode with a guest will be recorded and aired in June sometime. So please stay posted for that. And as always, try to begin your day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. And we will hopefully see you soon. Take care.